This episode of Checking In With is sponsored by Pizza Packet. Enjoyed by millions nationwide, Pizza Packet provides portion control, prepackaged spice, and Parmesan packets. Made with only premium quality ingredients, Pizza Packet is the most convenient and most cost-effective way to provide added value to your customers. During these challenging times, every penny counts. Pizza Packet saves you time and money and is a much more hygienic and sanitary option over dirty shakers. Check out pizzapacket.com for all of your packaging needs.
Hey guys, welcome to Checking In With. I'm your host, Jeremy White, Editor-in-Chief of Pizza Today magazine. I'm here with Josh Keown, Creative Director of Pizza Today.
Hello guys.
And one of the most influential pizza makers in the United States of America and the world, Mr. Tony Gemignani. How's it going, Tony?
Good.
Welcome, Tony.
How are you guys?
Good morning. So it's early in California. How's it going out there?
Not bad. It's got up a little bit ago. So yeah, you're making these come early, like, man, why am I saying I should say a little later in the day?
Yeah, we're getting you when your brain is its most fresh right now.
That's right.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
So we talked a few weeks ago. You were on a web panel with Michael LaMarca, Nick Bogacz, myself. We talked a little bit about the COVID-19 novel coronavirus outbreak that was sweeping the nation and how that was impacting your business. San Francisco is a definite hotspot. How have things changed in the last few weeks?
When things started to open up, let's say, like at least for to-go and delivery, at the very beginning, like the first week, it was really volatile. It was slower, and then things kind of picked up. People got in their grind a little bit. They started coming out a little bit, ordering pizzas. So it was interesting. I have San Francisco, Sacramento, California. Then we have, Las Vegas, which has taken actually even a bigger hit because of the tourism, and there's nothing. So it's interesting. The concepts that are in neighborhoods are doing well. The concepts that are near the convention center, next to a hotel, next to the ballpark, those kind of concepts are just really getting hurt right now. So I'm all over the board from like down 80% to doing same day sales as last year. So like,
wow,
my little ones are doing good. My big boxes, full service, 180 seats are having trouble. You can do great delivery and to go, but you can't make up for those 180 seats and that bar and people coming in late night. It's really interesting now. It's very bedroom community. I've had guys call me all the time saying that, hey, I had to take my phones off. We just didn't answer the phones. It was too busy. And what's happening now is it's kind of when I started, I was at Paisanos, a suburb in Castro Valley, California, and from San Francisco. And it was a very bedroom community. So you get hit all at once and you're slammed and you're done at like 8:30. You're in a big city, you go on till 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. People are hanging out in bars, they're coming to eat. Well, everyone's eating at the same time. So what's happening right now is when you are busy, it's during this small period of time. And if you're not ready for that or used to that or have the phones or the POS terminals, you really aren't ready to do that much volume at once, especially for to go and pick up. So that's been interesting because it's brought me back to what I started 30 years ago. I said, I can't wait to go to the big city and it'll be extended hours and people will come in for happy hour and then they'll come in late night. And that's all gone. You're early closing like at 9 o'clock at night. Even 8:30, especially being in Vegas, and you got people that crawl in at like 1 a.m. So it's a different animal right now, and it's like you're trying to figure it out, and then all of a sudden now it's going to be like, okay, they're going to open up for dine-in or allow you to, and what's that going to be like? And is it going to dilute delivery or to go, or is it just going to keep on going? So there's a lot of challenges that are coming, and so you have to adapt every day to it. So
have you guys gotten any regulations yet about what your dine-in's going to look like in the next few weeks?
Well, we haven't. We think Vegas is going to open up first, and then San Francisco will probably be sort of last because they've tightened and tighter than a lot of other states. We have done the maps of all of our floor plans. We have all of our tables 6 feet apart. We're working on all the shields. So we've decreased our seating a lot. So it's like, will it be that 25% occupancy when you open? It probably will, no matter what. Every restaurant's different. So you're mapping it, and you're looking at it, and your booths can't be moved. They can be sectioned off. there's a lot of challenges in that, depending on like, your restaurant. So all of mine are quite different. There's the 900 square foot restaurant that's killing it right now to go in delivery. It's minimal seating, but what's that going to be like? I'm going to have one customer that can sit, like it's so small and tiny. So it's like, that's a challenge. And I don't think we're going to open up when everyone says you're ready to open up in California. We're not going to be the first ones to jump into it. We're going to wait a while. And a lot of my guys too, if you talk to Bausch or you talk to some of the other guys in the industry, even Nicole Bean, they've been able to open up now. And I believe that they've actually waited a while just to see how everything's going. We don't want to be the first ones to jump in the lake right now.
Yeah, that's pretty wise. I think that's good advice for a lot of people. I don't think you want to be the first one right now.
No, I don't think so either. And then, we're just really trying to build up delivery and to go even better. You're trying to you're looking at your packaging, you're looking at, adding stickers. Grande's been awesome. They've given a lot of us free stickers to be able to seal your boxes with. They just dropped 10,000 of them to me 2 days ago. So that's important because you don't want your drivers or third-party drivers trying to go into your pizzas. You want the customer to know it's as safe as it can be. So there's little things that you're looking at just to make sure that it's streamlined and just better for delivery and to go.
Sure.
A lot of people are doing that.
Have you had to change your menu any? You're very creative with your pizza lineup, and just certain items do not deliver well.
Yeah, we probably have one of the most diverse menus that you probably see.
Right.
So during this portion of it, we've downsized our menu quite a bit. But when we go to reopen, so we reopen, let's say Pizza Rock, or for dine-in, we go to reopen Tony's. I'm actually taking off a lot of items to just streamline it a little easier. Looking at your labor now, making things more efficient. Will we be as busy as we were at some of these places where we did move through dough after dough? So yeah, pizza's like the sausage and stout, which is like a special pizza that, we do 23 a day and we pull mozzarella for. It's like, that's going to be off the menu. So there are things that as a chef and owner, you're like, oh man, I can't take this off. But I took off 21 items off of the Tony's menu. And I believe Pizza Rock's probably right there. Mm-hmm. Your lunches now, a lot of people are like, what are lunches going to be like? Are people going to be back in the office? Should I even open for lunch? Lunches could be a challenge for dine-in right now. So like when you look at it, you're like, do we have the burgers on the menu? Are we going to make the buns fresh every day and just toss them? There's a lot of things that you have to look at, and those things that we've looked at. We already have all of our menus pretty much ready to roll out. Those menus will be, of course, disposable, but you'll be able to also have there'll be a table tent that you'll be able to like put your phone up to and just go ahead and take the barcode off of it and have the menu on your phone. So it's a touchless menu if you want, or just a disposable menu if you want. Either one, you have the option actually you're going to have if you go into Pizza Rock or Tony's.
Nice.
Well, I noticed one of the creative ways you guys are selling pizzas in Las Vegas, Pizza Rock, was you're shipping pizzas out now. So what's kind of the process like? What's that process look like?
So Tony's actually was always with a company called Goldbelly. And then before that, it was actually a company called Foodie Direct. So for about 7 years now, we've been doing basically national frozen next day air. So we've been doing that. And all of a sudden, when this all happened, it catapulted like it was Super Bowl Sunday every day. So our pars for that were, what was that? 30. It was actually 20 a week, 20 a day, 5 days a week. So meaning that in a box, you would be able to put 3 frozen pizzas in. So 60 pizzas a day we were maxed at. So you wouldn't do that many every day at all, but we'd always do some, every day. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, it's max 20 every day. Like it's like boom. It's like so we moved those pars up to 60. So that means that every day we're doing, you do 60 boxes times 3. It was a lot of pizzas, yeah, 180
sure.
pizzas a day. Now we're doing 100 and that many pizzas a day, 5 days a week, pretty much at Tony's. Well, that really caught on. So we said, Pizza Rock could use some help right now. And we tried to see if they would entertain having Pizza Rock on there as well. So we were fortunate that Goldbelly said, bring Pizza Rock on. It's a challenge on that. I've actually helped a couple of operators. One specifically, when he called, I guess they said there's about 1,300 restaurants in line to actually be a part of it.
Wow.
Because he called me back and said, hey man, thanks for the lead and blah, blah, blah. And he was trying to for a while beyond. So it's great. I mean, if you look at it, it's I wouldn't say it saved us, but it was a big part of the equation that really helped us out. People just knowing that they could help you, it's big. And if you look at if you ever gone to Goldbelly, it's giant now. You can get cheesecake here and wings here and ribs here and Lou Malnati's. And I mean, like their portfolio in pizza when I started was a few. There were only like 3 guys on it. Now there's probably 25 or 30 pizza operators.
Wow.
Who's done really well with it is Detroit. Sean. Sean's killing it right now. His business has super increased, and we're on chat saying that, man, I can't believe there's so much volume here. I almost don't know what to do with it. And he's even booked up, I believe, until like mid-June, meaning that you can get a pizza ordered until mid-June because he's full 5 days a week. So those companies right now have actually done really well. With that, we have frozen pizzas now. I sell at Giovanni's in a retail section. And what's funny is out of all my stores right now, Giovanni's is probably number 1 because it's retail and people are buying flour. And it's funny now, you can't find Caputo retail flour almost anywhere. You can't. We're actually weighing it out of 50-pound bags and shipping them because the flour companies are doing so well right now, especially in the U.S.
Well, everybody's baking bread right now. It feels like.
You've seen it, right? I mean, you go on the internet, everyone is. So just imagine how well some of these flour companies, especially domestically, are. But the retail side of it has been crazy. It's like we're selling butter and toilet paper. I mean, stuff that I would probably never sell out of that retail shop. But it's that's gotten busy, and there are a lot of people that are just looking for yeast because there's a shortage of yeast right now in the industry, and home bakers are trying to get access to it. So.
Right. What's your workforce like right now? What percentage of your employees are actually working right now?
Depends on the location. The bigger box restaurants, we're probably at about, depending on where you're at, 40%, 60% Tony's. Those busters, barbacks, bartenders, hosts, servers, those are the positions that aren't really available. Mm-hmm. What's challenging right now is some of us are getting a PPP loan, which it's great. Then you're supposed to be trying to get your workforce back as much as you can and start paying people. But there's a part of that puzzle that really doesn't want to come back or that needs to come back, and they're collecting unemployment. So it's like, it's a catch-22. You're supposed to use the funds within 8 weeks to pay back, but you don't have enough people to pay it back. And those numbers are always based on 2019. So like what your labor was in 2019 and how they figure out the monies you get, all of a sudden you're at a labor that you brought down incredibly, and you're like, okay, well, it's not even close to what I was paying back then. I have all this money. What do I do with it to make it forgiven? That's interesting. That's a challenge right now. There's a lot of things that are coming up on these loans. I'm getting emails every day on updates. So like you get this loan, you get this money, and I was able to get some, but I haven't gotten them all for all the restaurants. So I'm still waiting on that. But for the ones I did, you get an email every day saying, oh, this is a new update to your loan. And like if you said you couldn't bring somebody back, you have to show a letter that said, hey, I asked this person to come back, and then the letter has to come back, and you have to show a document saying that they refused to come back. And then if they refuse to come back to that position, if they refused, that means that they have to tell unemployment that they refused a job. Right. And hence they're not supposed to collect unemployment anymore if they refuse to take a job back that you offered. So what are you going to get your employee into a catch-22 position and saying, okay, you want to come back now? I can. Well, you got to give me a document so you don't want to go back. Oh yeah. Well, since I know this and have this paper, you're going to have to tell unemployment. I mean, like, well, that's such a a lot of these people are getting unemployment and they're making over 50 G's a year and they're safe at home. I mean, who's to blame them, honestly? I mean, like it's like you need them to come back. But right now, the way unemployment is, that extra $600 is tough to bargain with. It's that extra money that they're getting every week. That's kind of like, I think I'll stay home and just hang out for a while.
Yeah, I'm hearing that from a lot of people actually, that their folks don't even want to come back right now because the incentive to stay home is too good.
Yeah, right. And what do? I mean, you can't force them to come back.
Right.
And it is kind of what it is. So I don't know about those loans being forgiven. I don't know what that's going to be like, if that's going to change. But I literally get emails from the bank saying, "Hey, this is an update on your loan," and it'll always say something like a little different. So. Mm-hmm. I hope they extend it or do something about it, because I think everyone's going to be. I think a lot of them won't be forgiven unless they have their workforce back.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Now I checked in with you one day over email, just, "Hey Tony, how's it going?" Everybody's staying healthy, and you were kind of having a little bit of a bad day because I believe that one of your employees had tested positive for COVID-19, and you had to figure out how to deal with that. What's the process like for other operators out there if they have an employee come in or call and say, "Look, I just tested positive for this virus"? What action steps do you have to take?
Yeah, the first thing you do is contact the health department, which I think in the industry, when you think of health department, you're like, "Oh man, they're going to come in. It's going to be crazy." They were actually super helpful, and it was streamlined pretty well. I think the worst thing out of it, I mean, other than the person who's sick, I mean, what's great was he's healthy and it was great, and it was mild. So, thank God for that. The one thing I didn't like was we had a professional company come in and fumigate the place. You could decide to do that or not. It's not mandatory. But I'm like, no, listen, I want to do it. I'm working here. I mean, so I want to make sure everything's safe as possible.
Right.
That was kind of one of those, $7,000 invoices that you got, and it was tiered. And that was supposedly like a low tier. I think those companies could be abusing right now. Some of these companies are like, "Hey, I want to get this taken care of." I didn't like that. And I'm not surprised that if some of these companies, they're fogging a place for 3 hours with 2 people, $7,000. I mean, what are they shooting?
Right.
Diamonds and gold. Like, that was something that was a little bothersome, but I went ahead and moved forward with it because I wanted to. You could have reopened 2 days after, or a day after. It wasn't such like, wow, it was such a big deal. But anybody that was working around that gentleman would have to be quarantined for X amount of days. So, if he's around 50 employees and 50 employees can't come in. So,
and how long was that quarantine period? Was it 2 weeks?
We did 15 days. Yeah,
okay.
We did 15 days, even actually almost 16 days, which we closed. I closed up a few of my stores just to be safe. I'd rather be safe on that side of it than not. So it's just, I took the necessary, and when the health department came in, they actually said, "We're really glad you told us," because a lot of people aren't. A lot of restaurants out there and businesses aren't saying anything. And what happened is somebody will go to the hospital, get sick. They'll do a questionnaire. "Where do you work?" And all of a sudden it gets notified to the health department. They'll kind of go into the place and say, "What are you guys doing? Like, are you open right now? You haven't told us anything." And then they say, "We have to shut them down." And that's a process that you don't want to see, So,
right.
So that was actually something. They were your best friends on it in this situation, and they were great. We made it mandatory that when we did reopen, that everybody had to take a test and test negative. So the health department helped us find some areas in San Francisco, and we gave that to our employees and said, "Hey, you can go to these. If there's any monies involved on an Uber ride or a bus, or just from going there or coming back, or somehow you get charged from your doctor, or just let us know. We'll pay for that." I just want to know that, everybody that's coming back to work since we did have a little bit of an issue, is safe for everybody in a good environment. So yeah, we're up and running and we're doing it. So yeah, it was nerve wracking. I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, I don't want to get my family sick, and Julie's around working at Giovanni's. I'm working at Tony's, and so yeah, I mean, it's scary.
Yeah, thanks for spending some time with us today.
Yeah, definitely. No, thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to being on again. Looking forward
Absolutely.
to giving you guys a hug one day, man. I miss you guys.
I know. We miss you too.
Right. Maybe
Just gotta mess your
someday.
hair up a little bit.
Yeah, no, make it look good for you. Yeah, I told Julie.
We can barely keep Jeremy's hair under a hat right now. It's,
Yeah, look at Jeremy right now. I never seen it.
It's
yeah, the A's, like 1982 A's, like
that's what I'm going for.
catcher right now. Look, yeah.
That's what I'm going for. All
right,
right,
thanks a lot,
man.
Tony.
We'll talk to you soon.
All right, I hope that worked out. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely.
you. See you.